lady mentioned trauma, right? Childhood trauma. Childhood trauma is real, and that's that. Now you walking down my lane.
Mm-hmm.
But we've all mentioned there being either a mom or dad, combination of two. But we gotta also realize there are a lot of people walking around here who ain't have neither. Who ain't have a mommy or daddy. And they walk around here 20, 30, 40 years old and still ain't dealt with that trauma. So at the end of the day, what you're doing is you're taking your trauma and you're taking your trauma and you place it on your kids. And then your kids, it's generational trauma now, because then your kids will take that trauma and place it on their kids. So what I say to that parent who asking, what do I do when I ain't had no love, I ain't had no parent? Well, baby girl, you got to deal with your trauma first. You got to seek help.
Trauma real.
Trauma is real.
Yes, it is.
That ain't being no bitch. That ain't being soft. That ain't being weak. Trauma is real. Yes,
so they tell you on the airplane is they tell you to put on your...
You got to put on your mask first.
Yep.
You can't save nobody else till you save yourself. And so if you really want to save your kid, if you really want to save your kids, you got to start open the closet door, pulling the skeletons out, and dealing with your stuff first.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You got to go sit on that couch. You got to shed them tears.
Mm-hmm.
You got to face some hard truths. And I understand that, you were dealt a hand that was unfortunate. Right? Because no one asked to be placed in foster care. No one asked to be left at the hospital and put up for adoption.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing I will say, there comes a point in life when we all have a choice. We're all old enough where we have the ability to say, I want better for me. Not I want better for my kids, not I want better for this man, but I gotta want better for me first, because I'm no good to my child until I take care of me.
Hey Tony, have you seen, shout out to Smiley if you watch it, but Smiley brought a story to me about a woman about a kid who got in a beef with another kid, and the mother took this dude around the other kid's neighborhood and he shot out the window. She was the driver.
Hold on, who took him around to the other kid's neighborhood?
The mother. His mother.
Put him in the car.
Drove him around the neighborhood and he shot out the back window.
What is that if that ain't generational trauma? What is that?
I don't know what that is.
That's a mental thing.
That's
stupidity.
I don't know what that is.
If we're going to use this platform to bring things to light, like one thing we got to talk about in the black community, if we're going to talk about Black Lives Really Matter, mental illness is real.
That is a mean
Can we add her?
So, hold on, I'm going to speak on it real quick. Hold on, and speaking on it real quick, I'll give up my life experience. By government standards, I'm 70% post-traumatic stress disorder. I've been overseas. I've seen things that most people can't even fathom. And one of the things about when I went to my counseling, my therapy session, that my therapist said, she said, mental illness is the most misdiagnosed disease in the world, because of the fact of the matter is that so many people consider it taboo. It has been etched in your mind and in your head that it's taboo to step out there and seek and ask people for help when you can't figure out or solve the problems of mental illness. So, like you're saying, Tony, and all of y'all, one of the things that we have to do in our community is embrace stepping outside of our box and seeking help with mental illness. That's not only for your child, that's for you, that's for your mom, that's for your whole entire village. If something is wrong, step out and get it fixed.
She wild as hell. She wild as hell for taking that kid around there doing that shit, man.
Hell yeah.
It was wild.
Okay, we can all sit here and say it was wild, but again, what if that's what she grew up with?
They go back.
I get that. But you're an adult now. You know how.
It goes back to choice.
I understand, man. It's just.
Boom. But they go back to her being her child's friend instead of being the parent.
Yeah,
like,
we ain't
doing that.
How do you?
I mean, and that's just like what Knox said too.
That baby got first.
But your son bringing the gun in the house, leaving the gun in the house in the drawer. First of all, why are you even letting him bring bring the gun in the house.
Mm-hmm.
She said
That's the thing. Why you letting them bring the gun in the house?
I was thinking because like the dude that killed little Benji in Chicago, right? That killed Benji. We got a bunch of dumb sayings in the black community that stick with us from kids to all the way up to like till we make a real bad choice, and then we gotta pay for the choice we made. Then now we come into ourselves and we get to think in prison and shit. Like for instance, the dude Benji, this man, his killer said he remember he pulled out the gun on him because Benji was big. Benji was big, and you know they bumped him. And Benji was a little bit of an asshole, I heard, you know what I'm saying, on this documentary. And he pushed him, and he was like, he whipped the gun out. Because this big ass high school nigga, but I whipped the gun out, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, all he remembered was his grandfather talking about something. Don't pull it unless you're going to use it. And you killed a basketball great with potential that we don't know what he was going to be. But young, you smashed this man off the fact that your grandfather said, if you pull a gun, you better use it.
See, the problem is that
What?
the problem is that is when his grandfather had that conversation. I teach my kids that. But the conversation I have beyond that statement is when you don't pull a firearm unless you're going to use it, because you're using it to do one or two things. You're protecting your life because your life was in danger, or you're protecting the life of others in a situation.
Yeah, I don't think he got
Hold on. In a situation
We're working on it.
where you have no other choice of recourse. In Benji's situation, when he bumped him, he had a choice of recourse. He could walk away.
I told you.
You're a kid though, man. You're a child.
But hold on. Once again, listen to what I told you. I said I taught my kids.
Yeah, that's what I said.
The fact that
I don't think he got that lesson.
he
He didn't get that lesson. What he got was, don't pull a gun
We're
unless
about to bring a call in. Go ahead, man. Finish your point.
So let me just say this real quick. I mean, just get back on the Black Lives Matter.
We got a call in, but hold on. We're gonna let man finish his point.
So just to get back on the Black Lives Matter thing, because the thing that get me is a black person get killed. You go to the funeral, everybody wearing these rest in peace T-shirts and all like that, and then when somebody else go to jail for something that they did, now you got other people putting on their page they wearing these free such and such. Why?
It's all been because of what we were taught a long time ago. It's still present today.
So we're gonna hold on, man, hold on. We got a caller that we bringing in, Miss Amber Bird. We seen you chiming on the live. Give us your perspective and your thoughts. We see you were very vocal in the live. Go ahead, you can go.
Okay, so the part where y'all was saying, okay, so let me just first start off. I'm a single parent, of an 8-year-old, and I mean I'm a single parent across the board. And I have a daughter and a son, and it's only us 3. Like some of the stuff that you guys was saying, like I cannot agree with. You understand what I'm saying? Like, first of all, when y'all going to hold these men responsible, accountable, the same ones that y'all dap up, the same ones that y'all smoke with, the same ones that y'all go out to eat with, throw the football, throw the basketball, you feel me? Like, when is y'all going to hold them responsible that they not taking care of their child? But these are y'all friends, these are y'all colleagues, like, you understand what I'm saying? These are y'all co-workers, these are y'all coaches, these are y'all, like, I'm just lost on a lot of stuff. Like, what do you tell a single mother that is not, my son don't have no father in his life. Like, he don't have no father figure. It's no preacher or teacher, no uncles, no none of that. And I'm doing the best that I can with the best that I know how. But remember, y'all also said that motherhood and all that parenting didn't come with a handbook. So just because my outlook is different, or I can tell you right now, I don't agree with some of the stuff y'all talking about, because it's It's not for everybody. You can't expect everybody, to come from the same background or to know or to comprehend or to understand how you brought your child up or how you was brought up or the dynamics on what's going on in society now. Just like they say when something happened, they be like, oh, we protesting this, that, and the third. First of all, society got its picks. Why is it always got to be a protest when somebody get killed? Why it can't be a protest for these fathers continue to walk these streets and be in these hoods and sell these drugs or whatever they doing when their child is at home and they ain't seen their child since Father's Day, or they ain't never throw a football or a basketball to their kid? What do you say to a single mom though? They don't have a family figure that's a black sheep of the family, however you want to call it, whatever you want to mix with it. You feel me? What do you tell me?
Okay, Amber, we get ready to answer your question. Stand. Are you listening on our Instagram?
Yeah, when you hang up, I can hear.
Okay, so we get ready to answer your question.
We appreciate the call, baby.
Thank you for calling.
We get ready to answer your question, so listen now.
Juice, she gave us a lot.
She did. Amber, you definitely gave us a lot. So, but I'm gonna say,
Amber,
some of the answers that you seeking, you might not agree with. Just like you may not agree with some of the reasons or things that we're all saying, but the proof is in the pudding. We all grew up, the majority of us, we grew up in, the hoods of DC well before PG became super bad, when DC was probably the fear, before Upper Northwest was as beautiful as it looked. Everything we do is based on decisions we make. So, as the one thing I'm gonna tell you is stay the course. Don't lie to your kids. Don't lie to them. Yes, should the fathers be held accountable for not being in their kids' life? You goddamn right. I was gonna make sure that I was in my kids' life. But also,
Juice, did you have a father in your life?
I mean, my dad was there. I don't recall my dad. And listen, I got a great father. But as far as being in my life, my dad grew up clearly across the street from where I was born and raised. My dad moved. My dad, he wasn't the hood type. So the lifestyle I got at home and the lifestyle I realized when I went to my dad's house from my aunts and them, it was two different lifestyles. So at times I felt like I didn't want to go over there because it was boring. It was boring. But as I got older, I understood. Now, to address Miss Amber, just like we hold the men accountable, it's an ugly choice. We got to hold the women accountable. We got to hold the women accountable because I feel like no man should tell a woman when and where to have a child. When it's the right time. The right time was the night that you laid down with her and you was unprotected. But as a woman, we got to make better decisions on who we have kids by. If this guy has 3 other kids, and I'm only speaking for this particular situation, so we don't have to try to make it a different scenario. I'm speaking on this particular scenario. I'm huge with words. If that guy has 3 kids or 2 kids and he's never around his kids, what was going to make you the exception to the rule? What was going to make you the exception to the rule? It's going to be pretty tough. But in the same sense, that's not giving the dude a fucking pass. Because once you decide that this is what you're going to do, take care of your responsibilities. You go without before your child goes without.
I feel Amber though. feel it.
I definitely feel it.
I'm saying,
I gotta speak so she can hear different.
Hey, bro. Oh,
No, I just want to say, I'm not going to stay long. I just want to say that I agree with her. And and addressing her question, like, why don't we get on our man who ain't me personally, I don't really have no friends that don't take care of their kids. You know what I'm saying? I don't have them type of friends. You know what I'm saying? My brother was one, you know, and I ain't fool with that. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that. But the issue is, you right. Why don't we? I don't know why niggas would even hang with a nigga that don't take care of his kids.
I'm with you on that, bro.
I mean, I wish I could.
You think that they gonna really be 100 and be acting like they do take care of
Yes.
their
So, bro, because we keep talking about this. We keep saying, man. To me, it ain't no man. You're not a man. Stop labeling these niggas who they not.
But you know,
They not men. So stop giving this nigga a title that he haven't fucking earned.
I agree.
This come on, man.
So
Let's be real.
Rodney, but this for me, Amber, and you say what she said, she got 2 kids?
she got a 9-year-old daughter and an 8-year-old son.
9-year-old daughter, 8-year-old sons. Yeah, so she got 2 kids. Now, for me, I got 8 kids. Now all my kids are grown. I got 8. You might be one of them. No, but I got 8 kids. All my kids are grown. But me as a young man, I had to sacrifice for my kid. I mean, because just like what they said, I was a selfish man back then. I would ride a motorcycle 200 miles an hour, didn't care. But then at some point in time, I had to grow up and realize that it's more about my kids than it is about me.
Is.
So I had to sacrifice what I love to do for the safety of my kids, for me to give to my kids, for me to put into my kids, for me to pour into my kids, for me to take care of my kids. That was for me. But I mean, you know, but then
what would you do if you had a friend who wouldn't take care of his kids?
he wouldn't be my friend.
Before I go to
He would not be my friend because ain't no way where I'm gonna let him. I mean, because I'm not gonna be around Knox, and they not taking care of their kids. And you, and you, my man. We ain't doing that.
Hey, my man.
No.
You get cut off. Dada, you wanted to say something to Amber. Go ahead, Dada.
So, real quick for Amber, it's one thing that I tell my kids is that I want to have all of the information on the table
Right.
when a decision is made.
Right.
Here's the unfortunate part. Everybody has responsibility in this. You got 2 kids, and I believe neither father is in their life.
Right.
Unfortunately, they made a bad decision, and you made a bad decision.
Right.
But at the end of the day, as the adult that is present and that is there, you just have to be consistent, baby, with what you're doing to raise your kids the best that you can.
Absolutely.
And never ever again make that mistake in life.
Stay the
Because we can't sit here and fight about why they not in their life, why they doing this, because that will continue to hold you back, keep you back. If my mother did that, I wouldn't be where I am today. And my biological father got like 12, 13 kids. I hope I ain't hit none of my sisters. That's just how it is. He got about 12, 13 kids. Never in my life. She never talked bad about him. None of that stuff. And she made it a point to never talk bad about him. When I met him, I found out what type of dude he was. If the dude died today, I'd probably check my schedule just to see if I can make it to the funeral.
Real talk.
I'm not being selfish. I don't know him. I don't have a relationship with him. But she never talked bad about it. And she stayed consistent as a mother, doing the best that she can versus using that as an excuse for her children, for any deficiencies that her kid may have. Baby, be consistent. Continue to do what you're doing. It is what it is. And we got to move on, because if you let that be a crutch while your kids are failures and all of that stuff, then that's your fault.
You goddamn right.
Then that's your fault.
I want to give Pumpkin, because Pumpkin, Amber, again, Pumpkin is a single mom just like you, right? So, and sometimes it's difficult hearing it coming from a man, right? I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna accept that. Like, it's difficult for a female hearing this coming from men who are men, who put themselves around men, who force them to be men. I want you to get a perspective from a single mom.
Before I do get my perspective first, I do want to say that I do appreciate all of y'all, and y'all all are great men. And from the time we have done this, I'm learning a lot, and I can appreciate y'all, and I'm sure all the football moms and coaches, do too as well. And indeed, and so for the single mothers, we saying thank you. For her name Amber. One, we forget as women our power. We are boys and girls' mother. They don't make us. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I always go back to the drawing board. And let's be clear, I don't claim to be perfect. I do the best that I can. I am average. I mean, not average, but I'm just saying, like, I am balanced. I'm open-minded. So it's always times I have to go back to the drawing board. I have to ask for help. It does take courage, but that's the strength and the power in us women. And a lot of young men, grown men, always give credit to their mother. Mommy is always why. When they fall down, it's always mommy. I'm not saying nothing against the fathers. I'm not saying nothing. This has nothing to do with fathers. Just a woman, a mother to another mother saying, just reclaim your seat on the throne as a woman, and that we are powerful. And if we couldn't do it, it wouldn't be done. And it's not that it's the end of the world because our children don't have fathers. We have to accept the responsibilities, which I said in the beginning of the video, as mothers. If we choose, we make the decision to bear a child, then we make the decision to nourish the child. You feel what I'm saying? If I got a roof over my head, however it may be, they have a roof over their head. As I bear food and I make their food, they're eating. You feel what I'm saying? So as long as I can and I will until I leave this earth, I know that I won't ever stop fighting for my children, and what lessons I learn only makes me stronger, only makes me greater. So I'm not afraid to experience life. I'm not afraid of challenges, and I'm open for it. So just keep asking questions. Every man around you, father, brother, these men that be trying to holler at you and lay with you, hold them niggas accountable. What can you do to help my child? Look, my son needs some help with his homework, or help me be a better mother in God, and let's just work together. It doesn't have to be a relationship.
Hey, I want to say this last thing to Amber. I'm reading your messages, and yeah, you're right. You're human, and your hurt is real, and what you feel about your situation is real, and you're not the only one. But kind of like what Pumpkin said, like the moms I told you, and I ain't really ashamed to say their name, but they're a little rough, so I ain't get permission to say their name on live. I'm sure they watching, Diane, Stephanie. But anyway, Daniel talking. But listen, sometimes it's kind of what they said earlier. You have to get around people that you want to learn from. I said, because you're right, there's no script, and yes, you tired of taking losses. Yes, it seems like it ain't fair. You absolutely right. I said, but you got to keep on fighting. Don't give up, and I'm sure you're not. But it is. It's going to be days that's harder than the other days. But I guarantee you keep doing what you're doing. You keep fighting. You keep trying. You keep learning. You're going to make it. Everything going to be all right.
She's so passionate.
Right now, it's tough. It's just tough right now. So don't, you ain't saying nothing wrong. And yes, you are human. And we not against you.
Nah.
We speaking on our experiences. We speaking on our opinions and some facts. So it's up to you to dissect what you can get from it, this and that. But don't, just keep fighting. Ain't nobody against you, nobody on this line against you, nobody in this room against you. Just keep on fighting. Ignore the people that's fighting against you.
So Amber, to wrap it up,
I'm gonna
say thank you, one, for being vulnerable enough to share what you shared with us tonight, to tell us your experience, to express to the platform what you're going through. And I hear your cry for help. And I'm going to say to you,
don't say I.
We hear your cry for help.
Come on.
We hear your cry for help. And it's a passionate cry. And as a dad, as a mentor, as a school leader, all of that, I say to you, you have the right to be angry. I want you to understand that. You have the right to feel the emotions that you're feeling right now. You have the right to be scared, because you're raising a black male in America.
Oh my God.
By yourself.
By yourself.
By yourself.
You have the right to be lost because you didn't have any guidance.
Feel unheard.
You have the right to feel unheard, unsafe, unworthy. You have every right to feel what you feel. But with that being said, I'm saying to you, you also have to make a choice. So I'm extending the olive branch from every man and woman in this shop. You can follow us on social media. You have my personal cell phone. There are 6 coaches, other mentors in this room for your young man. There's a single mom who's been through the trenches
Ain't got one day.
Let me tell you,
And let's
who's
be
been through
clear
the
on
trenches, who can probably sit down with you on that couch next door at Just Right Hair Salon and can cry with you and can tell you many stories. But at the end of the day, it boils down to one thing and one thing only. You can make an excuse and reasons why you can't move forward, or you can choose tonight. You can choose tonight that you want better for you and your 2 children, and you can take the olive branch that we're extending to you. It ain't nothing that you can't ask the 9, 10 individuals in this room for.
Thank you.
And if we ain't got it, if we have it in our power, we extend it to you.
She said, man, I'm reading the, God damn. She said, my baby tried to hang himself.
Damn.
Wow.
Yes.
Ooh, Lord.
Last week.
But
And let me say this.
Tia just told her to reach out to her.
Let me say this and let me share this because
So we need to discuss that on the air when they come in. We can sit down.
I think it's beyond like us. I mean, we all as men can kind of try to be there as a village, but then there's a professional component that has to be in place.
Absolutely.
And I would definitely say, Amber, with everything in your power, to try to get your son and yourself some professional help so that the triggers can be addressed, to give you some tools that you can work with when certain things trigger certain emotions, certain things trigger certain feelings. And because the only degree professional in here would be Tony. Everybody has like life experiences. I got a small bit of training and things that I've gone through. But, I would definitely, want you to try to get some professional help. But I can speak for me and probably everybody in here. I mean, as a village, because this is where it starts. We was just talking about Black Lives Really Matter and just understanding where we came from to understand where we are so we can undo that mindset of thinking, that way of living and all of that stuff. I mean, we here. This ain't just shop talk. We just sitting around kicking it looking for lights. I mean, hey, if we can help, we've all done it on some level and still continue to do it, and we'll continue to do it, if that's our call. But I would definitely, for that, just try to get as much professional help as possible. You definitely on my prayer altar, and we just continue to wish you the best, and just stay in touch. Just stay in touch with us. That's tough.
Amber, Punky Danielle has something she wanted to say to you.
I have dealt with the mental illness with my oldest son, and it's been from preschool. So I just want to share with you. So I understand our children trying to commit suicide. I feel you. I've been there, and I've been fighting for him. Not just me taking my actions at home, but seeking professional help and seeking counseling. And it's not always you're going to just go walk into a doctor's office, a therapist's office, and they're going to help you, or they're going to be able to understand you and give you the tools that you need every day. It's not just about your child getting counseling, it's about us too as mothers getting help too. So I took the initiative as well. I need therapy to help me help my child, because I don't know. All I know is my life, all I know is my experience, and for us as a community, like that shit is very real. And I fought so long for my son till just his 10th grade year. I just say fuck it. I gave up. I'm not no longer fighting the school to help me save my son, because that's not their intentions. You have people within the school system that will help you and give you sources, but when it all boils down, as mothers, we got to put in that footwork, and we have to monitor. It's not just us talking. We have to monitor the foods that we feeding our children. The foods are so important. No Kool-Aids, no popsicles, no fucking Pop-Tarts before you go to school. All of those things play a role in their mentality and who they become. Come on, and that shit, and it hurts because it's real. Because I know my son is not the only child that's gone through this. I done talked to other mothers that have gone through this. There's been other mothers that helped me. So bravo, sis, that you opened your mouth, because it's a whole village. It's other mothers out here just like you. And it's nothing that the men can just press a button that's going to turn our children on that act right. It's not like that. It's not that easy. I have a child that father died before he reached the age of 1 year old. So I can't say like, oh, he's not gonna be no good because his father passed. I have no control over life, but I know that I also can have sex and not give, that doesn't mean I'm gonna get pregnant every time. So these children that I bear, are here for a purpose. Anytime you are a mother, that is the closest you become to God. You are creating life. So another, pat yourself on the back because God is telling you like, you are the reason. These children need you to guide them. So strap up your boots, sis. You can do that shit, sis. You hear me? Don't let our life experience determine the future. Don't neglect the present, dwelling on the future. You got it. And I'ma just chill. But because that shit is real, and I feel her, and I feel her. That's why I had to thank y'all, because I have come to all of you with, this is what I'm doing with my son. This is what I'm going through with my son. You know, so it's appreciative, and it's just going to take consistency. We have to keep these conversations going. But what we also, I'm sorry if I'm going rambling, but we don't, because of our social distance, because of social media, we're not connecting no more. We're not exchanging vibrations. We're not exchanging that positive energy, that uplifting energy to keep us helping one another. So don't fall for the bullshit and keep connecting to your family and to your friends and
your community.
Come on, your community, your village. You know, we have to. And it's not even like men intentionally want to be fucked up. Okay, excuse my language, but
what? Talk your shit.
But men, I don't feel like they intentionally want to be fucked up. You know, it's they're going through their own experience as well. Now they are accountable for the decisions that they make, and certain things we can't take into our control and be like, oh, I'm gonna get him for child support because he don't want to That don't make shit better. I ain't saying that a man shouldn't be responsible and help financially with their children, but just because he's paying don't mean that he is taking care or he's guiding this child, which is his God-given responsibility.
Thank you. And Pumpkin, to ask what you saying, it goes back to what I told y'all about my father. I had a father in the house but wasn't in the house. Man. And as it got traced back, he was only doing what he knew. These the niggas out here that's not taking care of their kids, that's not doing this, they making a choice. But theoretically, as you start peeling back the layers, the psychological layers, they are doing what they know. I mean, that's it. And that's not justifying or making an excuse. But we all theoretically are doing what we know. Women are doing what they know. They may have been in a household where their mother had a bunch of dudes come through and they thought that represented love. Women are in relationships and they letting the dude hit them because they saw their mother get hit, and that equated to them, that's love. We are only doing what we're doing what we know or what we were taught. And we have to get to a place, the cycle got to be broken. The cycle has to be broken.
I feel we break these chains. We teach our children.
Let me say one, absolutely. Amber, I think every single one of the gentlemen in here, we've all been through something, and just like Tony said, we extend, like, we all good with kids. And maybe, just, you're right, he may need to see that there are black men out here that solely care about kids for no financial reasons, for no benefits other than, hey man, how you doing? What's going on? How's school going? So, I'm going to say it, I'm going to reiterate. I think Tony's giving the address to the barbershop. You know where we are on Fridays.
She has my personal number. Please
call Coach Tony, and I'm going to ask you to personally bring him up here a tad bit earlier, way before this podcast stuff even starts, just so we can all interact with them. Get him a haircut. Bring your daughter with you. Don't leave her behind, because it's not just about him. It's about both kids and you yourself.
I'm telling you.
And watch this, Drew. Rico, come here, Rico. Come from behind the camera. Come here.
Come from behind the camera.
Come here. This serious. This real stuff. Man. This real talk. Come on, don't worry about all that. Don't worry about all that. So come around to the camera. Amber, this is Rico. Rico, how old are you? 19. Rico has been, if I'm not mistaken, coached by all of the guys that are in here. From what I hear, I just met Rico for the first time. I don't know Rico a day in my life. But because I want to see our generation succeed, I poured into Rico. These guys continue to pour into Rico. Rico, from what I hear, still fucks up.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Ain't nobody in this
Yes.
shop, listen, ain't nobody in this shop gonna give up on Rico.
Hell no.
The seed is gonna get planted.
Yeah.
The seed is gonna get
It's
watered,
gonna do it.
and we speaking life in the Rico.
It's
That
gonna
that seed
happen.
is gonna mature,
It's gonna
and
happen.
all of the fucked up shit that Rico doing, or maybe getting into, or mistakes he may make. We believing that seed is gonna get watered and it's gonna grow, and Rico is gonna be a successful young man, despite the mistakes he might make, despite the choices that he might make. Listen, Amber, bring your kid up here.
Yeah.
Let him just sit around some niggas that care about him. Let us pour into him.
Not niggas, we men, we ain't niggas.
Oh, man, I fuck with that.
Bring them on around so that you can see some positive men, entrepreneurs, mentors, guys that got stories, got background, ain't grow up with fathers, none of that stuff. Bring them on up, man, so we can sit up there and try to help.
Yeah.
We can't do a whole bunch of talking and rapping. We can show you better than we can tell you.
Yeah, and thanks for your thank you, Amber, for your story, and thank you for your boldness to even say something like that, because it's pretty not gonna say desperate, but it's a cry for help when you are mad at folk for not disciplining the niggas that got your 8-year-old son ready to kill himself. You know that is fucked up. That's fucked up. And I don't fuck with that nigga for that purpose. The fact that you crying out to guys who are speaking on life, and you say something to the effect of, get on your men, because my 8-year-old's father need to hear something, because my little 8-year-old almost hung himself. That's a cry out for help.
That's a true Black Lives Matter.
And I appreciate you.
That's a true Black Lives Matter.
I appreciate your boldness, because that took a lot. That's some guts right
And
there.
Boy, let me say this real quick. I know we beating up on the baby father, right? But as breaking the cycle and breaking the chain,
You got to excite. You got to fight.
we got to try to find some kind of way to help him.
Absolutely.
That's true.
Because nobody's a lost cause.
I like that.
Nobody's a lost cause.
And you
Because
right.
that's a cycle. That's that cycle
You're
you
right.
keep us in.
You're
Make sure you
absolutely
hate him because he ain't in the. He need help.
Hey,
Absolutely.
look,
He need
man,
help.
the motto of Uplift Brothers is, man, we teaching boys to love and men to lead.
I like it.
We teaching boys to love and men to lead, right? We don't leave the men out. Because understand, as we've all said, there's a cycle. Right? And we started this segment talking about, does Black lives really matter, right? It's a play on words. The answer is yes.
Yeah.
Our Black lives do matter. They very well do matter.
Absolutely.
But we got to take ownership for our lives first.
Yeah.
The first life that matter is your life. And you got to take ownership for it. At the end of the day, Amber, I want to say, hats off to you for your vulnerability.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Because
That was good.
you got to be a very, very strong person, or you just got to be at your very fucking wit's end to just say, I'm vulnerable enough, and Lord, give me the help wherever it's going to come from.
Yeah. I hope the show was good.
Because and I want to say thank you. Like, we started this show when me and Uncle Jim Bone sat down and he talked to Day years ago. We talked about this. We always talk about how we can use our platform to put it out there to the masses of what it really means to grab one and lift them up and bring it with you.
Hey, get a shot of Jim Bone right quick.
Everybody in here has a story, man. I want to say thank you to this man.
Yeah, get a shot of Jim. Get a shot of Jim Bone, Rico. This the owner, man. This his baby.
He gave us his platform.
What you want, man?
To be able to come in here on Friday nights.
What?
And we had a conversation, the dating conversations, but it was very heavy on our heart that we needed to address this, right? We needed to address the people. And I know some men, not many men will join, but for the men out there, I say to you, like, if you are that dude and you know you slacking, you still have a choice to make it right. Right? If you know a dude who out there slacking, there's a way to go hold your man accountable.
Yeah,
There's a way to hold your man accountable.
I like that.
But to you women out there, I say thank you. We say thank you.
Yeah, we do.
Because as a father, I know it's hard. Cause at the end of the day, y'all birthed the baby. We can roll out, but you still gotta get up and do virtual learning. You still gotta figure out how to put food on the table. You still gotta figure out how you gonna pay the light bill. And most of the time, ain't nobody offering you shit. And most of the niggas who come in your life ain't trying to give you nothing but a stiff dick, and that's just real. Keep it in the stack. They ain't trying to be daddy. You got some good dudes out there, but most of them, they trying to get what they can get and get on up out of there. So stay strong, my black sisters, for real. Stay strong. To Corey, we got you. That's coming from Coach Tony. We got you.
That's the boy. That's the son name.
To Corey, we got you.
My man.
You know, you can call me a punk because I'm tearing up, whatever, because I'm showing emotions. But at the end of the day, like, somebody extended an olive branch to save my life.
Absolutely.
Because it could have been a different way for me, for Day Day, for Rodney, for Juice, Boom, Jim Bone,
Absolutely.
Punkin, Tay, Bam. Somebody had to help us. So I say thank you to Mel,
Absolutely.
thank you to Janine, all the other women,
Tia.
thank you to all of you who gave this young lady some encouraging words.
Absolutely.
To those, because there's some other single mothers on this live right now who gave some great advice, some encouraging words to just stay strong.
Raising our black kings.
Stay strong, my black queen. Stay strong. We thank you. We thank y'all for tuning in.
Yeah.
We thank you for allowing us to be able to feed it to you. Tune in again next week.
Emotions.
Tune in to next week. We got a toy drive going on. Please come by the shop, bring a toy or a book so we can help a family in need.
Yeah.
We can help a kid.
Coats and blankets.
Coats and blankets. We're taking coats, blankets, toys, books. We want to give back to the community. It ain't just about coming here talking. So spread the word. The flyers on the Instagram. You can see it on Coach Tony G on IG. You can see it on Jim Bone. Just right _Barber Lounge. The flyers out there. Copy it, repost it, share it. Let's change some lives, man. Let's really make Black Lives Matter. Let's get out to the community. Somebody need them. If you got some old shoes you're not wearing, bring it.
Bring them things.
Hey, Just Right Hair Salon, the young ladies, come on next door, check out Punk and Danielle over at Just Right Hair Salon. Right?
Hey, and talented too. So
talented and black owned.
Exactly.
Once I say black
owned, and can do it and can flat out do it. That's
it. And for all your DJ and party needs, we got DJ Bam Ewan. Bam, give me your Instagram, your Cash App.
DJ Bam E, Cash App, DJ Bam E.
That's it.
That's it. Again, thank you all.
DJ Bam E. Thank you, Coach. Now.
Again, thank you all for tuning in. We here at Just Right Barber's Lounge, 9812 Piscataway Road, Clinton, Maryland. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you